How's it going, guys? Cody, guys, back again, dropping yet another video. Right, guys, this is a story now on the BBC News website. Link in the description below, like I always do. It's about Woodhill Prison. The headline reads, HMP Woodhill's mental health team was firefighting, inquest told. Mental health staff at a prison where 8 inmates took their own lives in 2 years were firefighting and dropped balls, an inquest has heard. Joanne Rance, the head of healthcare at HMP Woodhill in Milton Keynes, said her team of 4 supported 800 prisoners. One inmate who died was never given a mental health assessment, despite being classed as a vulnerable adult, jurors at Milton Keynes Coroner's Court heard. Bosses at the jail cell procedures are now more robust. They always say shit like that. Ryan Harvey, who had a learning disability, died days after arriving at Woodhill on the 22nd of April 2015. Miss Rance told the inquest she asked for a mental health assessment to be carried out on the 23-year-old, but it was never completed. Mr. Harvey, who had a history of drug and alcohol abuse, died on the 8th of May, 2015, 5 days after he was found hanging in his cell. Senior coroner for Milton Keynes, Tom Osborne, told the jury prison staff had previously found Mr. Harvey with a ligature around his neck, which was not taken away. You fucking shitting me. You fucking... I swear to God, right? They found a kid with a ligature around his neck and didn't take it away. The fact he was caught with a ligature around his neck shows what his intentions were. And then they didn't take it away. It says here, with a ligature around his neck, which was not taken away. So I'm assuming that he used the same ligature a few days later to hang himself. Miss Rance told the inquest that her team, consisting of one full-time nurse, another part-time nurse, a psychiatrist for part of the week, and herself, was not sufficient to manage what was needed. Miss Rance said, "My team was tiny. We were absolutely firefighting," she said. "Did we drop balls? Yes. Did we mean to drop balls? No." So that she's admitted liability there for the death of this prisoner, because it's down to the healthcare. She's the head of the healthcare, so she said that she wants a mental health assessment carried out on him, right? So it's down to her to arrange that, right? It's down to her. She's the head of the healthcare. So by saying, "Did we drop balls?" Yes, that is an admission of guilt in my eyes. I hope to God the family is suing the shit out of the prison. Miss Rance said she raised concerns with her own management at every opportunity and that there were nurse vacancies available, but she couldn't recruit into them. Nick Armstrong, representing Mr. Harvey's family, said there's been a wholesale system failure at the jail. The inquest continues. I hope to God, right? I hope to God that the family sue the prison, right? Because this is just the inquest. I hope they seek damages, right? Financial gain, it's not about. It's about getting justice. But what comes with that is compensation. The compensation is not going to bring Ryan Harvey back. God bless him. May he rest in peace, right? But how the fucking hell can you find a prisoner with a ligature around his neck and not take it away? What do you think he's going to do with that ligature? If he wasn't caught, he would have took his own life that time. He took it the next time. Prison, they don't give a shit, guys. They do not give a shit, right? They do not give a shit. She's head of healthcare. She's in charge of them prisoners' health and safety. Yes, they're out. Yes, they've not got the correct numbers of staff, but it's contributed to his death. How the fucking hell can an officer find him with a ligature and not take it? It's like finding someone with a noose, and then not taking it from him. Could have made it out of a bed sheet. They're not ordinarily made out of bed sheets. Just absolutely, just breaks me heart, this, right? Like I say, this is what day we're talking, 2015. It'll be 4 years in April. God bless him. Thoughts and prayers are with his family, obviously. Angers me, this stuff, guys. Really, really does. Prisoners have a right to be treated humanely and given health care and mental health assessment. The reality is prisons are just human warehouses for very violent, very vulnerable, very mentally ill, frustrated, some diagnosed mentally ill, some not diagnosed. Just human warehousing, guys. It's cheaper to house someone in prison with mental health issues than it is to put them in a psychiatric unit. Say Rampton, Broadmoor, Ashworth, right? And there are prisoners in the system that should be in them facilities. But it costs £350,000 a year. Prison, £40,000 a year. And what stems from inadequate mental health services inadequate healthcare services within prisons. It results in self-harm, suicide attempts, and sadly suicides. And body bags are as much part of prison life as the understaffing, the spice, the regimes, the screws, the weapons, do you know what I mean, the drugs, the violence, the death, misery and despair. And like I said, there's 3 ways you can leave prison. Through the gate, released. Over the wall, escape, happens every blue moon. Namely in Cat D's, which is an open anyway. Or in a body bag. And sadly, too many prisoners are leaving prisons in body bag. This might be 4 years old, guys. I'm still covering it. The story is actually recent. Ryan Harvey's death, God bless him, may rest in peace, was, like I say, 4 years ago in April this year. But this story was actually written 2 days ago. So on Tuesday, the 15th of January 2019. The inquest is obviously ongoing. When there's an inquest, guys, all that happens is the coroner will come out with, the jury will come back with a decision as to why they believe the death happened. The prisoner will then say, we've implemented this, we've learnt lessons, and all these fucking shallow words because they don't give a fuck, right? And then it's just shallow words. Yeah, we have learnt a lesson. We take on board fully what the coroner's thinking. Our thoughts and prayers are still with Ryan Harvey's family. They do not give a fuck. They don't care a fuck. And I will keep getting these stories. If you've got a loved one or you know someone that dies in prison in circumstances where it's suspicious, or if it's a suicide, whether it's medical negligence, whether it's natural causes, alleged natural causes, get me the information about the prisoner. Get hold of your loved one. If there's a death in custody and you are a subscriber of mine and you've got a loved one in prison, come to me with a name. I'll get it in every paper in England, as many as I can. Genuinely. I will not let the Ministry of Justice and the prison system sweep prisoners' deaths under the carpet. They are human beings, and for the most part, before most offenders have been offenders, they've first been victims, growing up in care, sexually abused, physically abused, care leavers, do you know what I mean, mental health issues, drug dependencies, bullied, mental health issues, autism, Asperger's, do you know what I mean, some of the most susceptible people in society and vulnerable people in society. This was a vulnerable adult, and the stress that prison puts you under and the duress that prison puts you under, he paid with his life, guys. He took his life. You can't put mentally ill prisoners in prison with inadequate mental health services and with inadequate healthcare services, because what's going to flow from that is self-harm, suicide attempts and suicides. But again, we're not on the government's agenda. We will be when they riot, believe me. Hopefully that's not the case. I've got to be careful what I say. Like, comment, subscribe. Cody out. God bless Ryan Harvey. May he rest in peace. My thoughts and prayers with your family. I hope they get justice. Once the coroner's verdict comes back, please, family, seek compensation. Go down the route. All right, guys. Speak to you soon. Take care.